Welcome to Motivation Land YouTube channel. We hope you will enjoy watching. Please hit like and subscribe. In the land of golden sand and clear skies, where the stars danced at night as if telling stories of our ancestors, there was a small village known as Oasis Village. In this village, a young man named Amir was born, and he was known among the villagers for his intelligence and kind heart. Amir was not like the rest of the village's youth. He dreamed of big dreams that went beyond the borders of the vast desert. He dreamed of becoming an explorer who would discover the secrets of the world and return with wisdom and knowledge. However, there was one problem: the village was surrounded by a barren desert that was known to be unforgiving to anyone who dared to penetrate it. One day, a message arrived in the village from the big city announcing the Champions Challenge, a challenge held every 10 years in which brave people from all over the land gather to face a series of grueling tasks. And the prize? It was not just gold or gems, but a library of knowledge, where the winner was granted the right to access the greatest books and the wisdom they contained. When Amir read the letter, he felt that this was the opportunity he had been waiting for. He decided to challenge himself and take on this great challenge. It was not easy, as he had to convince the villagers and his family that he was capable of this accomplishment. After days of thinking and planning, Amir stood in the middle of the village and announced his decision. There was astonishment on everyone's faces, but in the eyes of some of them there was a glimmer of admiration and encouragement. After a long discussion, the family agreed and gave him their blessings. Amir gathered his few needs and carried with him an old map of the desert that was lying in his grandfather's house. As the sun set, Amir bid farewell to his family and friends and began his journey towards the big city, carrying with him his dreams and hopes for his village. Amir's first steps into the desert were met with a wall of heat that seemed to push back against him, as if warning him of the arduous journey ahead. The sun hung high, a relentless overseer, casting a golden hue over the endless dunes. With each step, his feet sank into the warm sand, making his progress slow and laborious.
As the day turned to evening, the desert transformed. The heat subsided, and the sky painted itself with streaks of orange and purple. Amir found solace in the night's cool embrace, the stars above guiding him like ancient guardians whispering secrets of the past.
On the third day, a shimmering vision appeared on the horizon. An oasis, lush and inviting, beckoned to Amir. Doubt crept into his mind. Was it a mirage, a trick of the desert to lead weary travelers astray? With hope fueling his weary legs, Amir pressed on, and to his relief, the oasis was real. He was greeted by a tribe unknown to him, people of the desert who had mastered the art of survival in this harsh world. They welcomed him, sharing their water and food, and telling tales of the desert's heart. That night, around a crackling fire, Amir learned of the great city's legends and the trials that awaited him. Refreshed and with newfound knowledge, Amir left the oasis. Not long after, he encountered a caravan, a group of wise men and women traveling to the great city to share their knowledge at the challenge. They saw the determination in Amir's eyes and offered him a place among them. As they traveled, the wise ones shared their wisdom with Amir, teaching him about the stars, the wind, and the language of the desert. They spoke of the balance between man and nature, and how understanding this balance was key to overcoming the challenges ahead. Finally, the great city appeared, rising from the desert like a mirage made real. Its walls shimmered with the reflection of the sun, and its gates were open, welcoming all who were brave enough to face the challenge. Amir stepped through the gates, his heart pounding with anticipation. The city was alive with excitement, the air buzzing with the energy of those who had come to witness the challenge. Amir knew that the trials ahead would test him to his core, but he was ready. For he carried with him not just the dreams of his village, but the wisdom of the desert and the strength of its people. Amir stood in the vast arena, surrounded by thousands of spectators who had come to witness the trial of elements. The first challenge was to master the elements of nature: earth, water, fire, and air. The contestants were to demonstrate their understanding and harmony with each element. Amir approached the first trial, the trial of earth. He was presented with a slab of the densest stone and given a simple tool. His task was to sculpt a figure that embodied the spirit of the earth. With steady hands and a focused mind, Amir chiseled away, creating a sculpture that resonated with the strength and stability of the mountains. Next was the trial of water. Amir was to navigate a boat through a course that mimicked the tumultuous ocean waves. Drawing upon the lessons from the desert tribe, he read the winds and steered with precision, his boat gliding over the water as if carried by the current itself. The trial of fire tested Amir's courage as he walked through a path lined with flames. He recalled the caravan's teachings, focusing on the balance between fear and bravery. With each step he let go of hesitation, walking unscathed as the fire roared around him. Finally, the trial of air required Amir to climb to the top of a tower, where the winds howled with fury. Using his knowledge of the desert's whispers, he found the rhythm in the chaos and ascended the tower, his body moving with the wind's ebb and flow. The second challenge was the trial of wisdom. Contestants were presented with riddles and puzzles that tested their intellect and insight. Amir faced each puzzle with the same determination he had shown in the desert, solving them with a blend of intuition and the wisdom shared by the wise ones. As the trials progressed, Amir's reputation grew. He was no longer just a young man from a distant village, he was a contender, a beacon of hope and determination. The final trial was a test of heart and spirit. Contestants were to face their deepest fears in a battle of wills. Amir stepped into the chamber, where illusions of his past failures and doubts came to life. But Amir was not alone. He carried with him the strength of his people, the lessons of the desert, and the dreams of his village. With each illusion he faced, Amir grew stronger, his resolve unbreakable. He confronted his fears, not with force, but with understanding and acceptance. And as the illusions faded, the crowd erupted in cheers, for they had witnessed not just the triumph of a contestant, but the birth of a hero. The trials were over, but Amir's journey was far from complete. The prize he had won, access to the great library of knowledge, was more than just a collection of books. It was the legacy of civilizations past, a treasure trove of wisdom waiting to be discovered. As Amir walked through the towering shelves, he felt the weight of history in his hands. Each book was a door to another world, each page a step into the minds of great thinkers and dreamers. He spent days, then weeks, immersed in the texts, learning about the wonders of the world beyond the desert. Then, with every passing day, the knowledge Amir gained was matched only by his longing for home. He realized that true wisdom was not just in learning but in sharing. He decided it was time to return to his village, to bring back the insights and discoveries he had made. The journey back was different. The desert, once a vast and daunting expanse, now felt like an old friend, whispering words of encouragement. Amir saw everything with new eyes, the beauty of the dunes, the dance of the winds, the resilience of life where it seemed none could exist. Upon his return, Amir was greeted not as the boy who had left, but as a man who had brought honor to his village. He shared the stories of his travels, the trials, and the knowledge he had gained. The villagers listened in awe, their eyes alight with the spark of curiosity and wonder. Amir did not keep the wisdom to himself. He started a school, teaching the children about the world beyond the desert, instilling in them the courage to dream and the determination to pursue those dreams. The village became a beacon, an oasis of knowledge in the midst of the desert. Years passed, and the village flourished. The children Amir had taught grew up to become explorers, scholars, and leaders. They traveled to distant lands, spreading the wisdom of the oasis and bringing back new knowledge to enrich their home. Amir, now an elder, sat under the shade of the palm trees, his heart full of pride. He had ignited a flame of learning that would burn for generations. And as the sun set on the horizon, he knew that his journey was not just his own, but a legacy that would continue to inspire the hearts of all who dared to dream. We hope you enjoyed watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Goodbye.